My friends call me Todd, but you can call me anytime.
You, me, we get in the car, drive down to Florida, have ourselves a good time!
Hello, friends. Welcome back to ReddX Trace Amounts of Science. We're getting into some r/neckbeard stories from, r/neckbeard stories. It should be a pretty good time. I like riding through here, meet some people I ain't never met before, reaching outside of my personal subreddit, which I think is important. So, let's go ahead, we'll get on into it. And hey, also, thanks so much for being here today. A Night in Shinning Denim, a story of Todd the Celibate. Yeah, that's quite a name, I'll say that. I'm intrigued already. Hey everyone, long-time watcher, first-time poster here on this channel. Oh, well, looking into his post history, he is talking about my channel, so that's good. I guess he just didn't have enough karma to post in the personal subreddit. Whatever. It's fine. We're here now. Okay? Good to meet you. I've tried writing down this story several times on my own, but each time I feel that my writing skills have lacked, and in my many rough drafts, I feel that I've been unable to do justice to this particularly wonderful specimen of a nice guy. I'm not a quitter, though, and I have enough scars and pins in my body to prove that. While I am not the brightest, I am definitely, well, sturdy. Dude, sometimes that's all it takes. Keep banging your head against the door until somebody opens it, you know? Yeah, sturdy, I guess. Enough about me, though. I finally gathered enough source material and scholarly peer-reviewed works to submit my work to the esteemed council of nice guy researchers and scholars. That's right. We don't pay much here at ReddX Industries. We're built on passion, I tell ya. As you take your seats on this fine evening, please select your finest prelude music as I set the stage and introduce the characters of our show. I do ask that you hold your applause, gasps, cries, and shouts of excitement until we've reached our end, as we wish for the characters to remain focused on their roles. Oh, I really like the set dressing and things that's going on here, you know? Your writing's better than you think. You're taking me on a journey right now. Names have been changed to protect identities, of course. The ages of the cast range from late teens, like 18 to 19, to early 30s. The majority of these stories take place while working at a hospital. No patients will ever be mentioned. Names of company, name of hospital, state, or city will not be mentioned to protect privacy and avoid any issues. I mean, we do have a top-notch legal team, but I appreciate that. The cast: Steve, friendly, angry giant from the land down under. Standing at 6'3" and 350 pounds of muscle, he is truly a giant to behold and also one of my best friends. He has a good heart, but has the skill set matching Liam Neeson from Taken, and yeah, he's happy to put it to use when given the chance. Kind of reminds me of that Snowman series, you know, doling out the beard justice. Calvin, my best friend for years. We used to work together, but unfortunately they've moved across the country to the East Coast here in the States recently, so their role is more of a supporting character. Hilarious and highly offensive to some people, mainly because Calvin believes in being straightforward and honest and has no filter to speak of. God, Calvin's my spirit animal already, dude. JJ, low-key chill dude who tries to be friends with everyone. Friendly nerdy Asian who loves woodworking, anime, D&D, and eating traditional Japanese food that his family has perfected over generations. Yeah, I'm going to his house. How many nights a week can I eat dinner there before it's rude? Todd is the antagonist of our story, standing at 6'6" and roughly 300 pounds, although mostly fat compared to Steve, who is pure muscle at that weight, socially awkward, and to his credit, he acknowledges it, but continues to do nothing to improve himself. Yeah, throw your hands up, that's just the way I am. Seen it so often. He will always complain how no one will sleep with him, and talks about all the married women that he's tried to lure away from their spouses by stating that he's a nice guy and would treat them better. Yeah, I feel sorry for any bitch that's dumb enough to fall for that one. I'd laugh too. You're gonna regret that move in a few years, I'll tell you that. Terrible hygiene. His shoulders look like the Himalayas with the amount of dandruff that falls out of his greasy, unwashed hair. Yeah, that's disgusting. Don't you want your hair to be clean? Doesn't it feel better?
Little snowflake falling from the sky.
He constantly shows up to work with mysterious white stains on his shirt and pants and refuses to clean himself up to make himself look presentable. Now, some might argue that he's making a statement here, but I don't think he's fighting bourgeois morals. I think he's fucking fat and lazy. As I'm sure we'll see later on in the story. Riker, we will be calling them OP, around 6'1", around 240 pounds, fairly good shape, but I do have some fat that likes to hang around my gut, and it refuses to go away no matter how much I work out, run, eat healthy, or cry about it. Pretty nerdy, but I do have many other hobbies that seemingly make me pass for a normal, well-rounded person. Oh, that's nice. I'm definitely not normal or well-rounded, but hey, that's just for contrast. So that's it for the cast for the first episode, but there are several other characters that I will introduce that hopefully you will either love or hate. Yeah, just feel something. I honestly can say that depending on your personality, they could either be viewed as likable or just additional neckbeards. And now, without further delay, into our story. Scene 1, Act 1. This is the story of the time I met Todd, a large, rotund, self-proclaimed nice guy with questionable hygiene practices, whose victim complex was so bad that they carry around all of their problems like trophies, put them on display, and remind everyone how unfair life has been to them. Yeah, that's why I can act shitty, because I've had it harder than anybody. I understand that, yes, many times life can be unfair, and if you don't have a good upbringing, life can be more difficult for some than others. But most people grow out of the woe is me phase sometime around high school or college, and they bloom into beautiful, functioning members of society. Not Todd, though. Oh no. He bloomed physically, vertically, and horizontally, just not mentally or emotionally. He was built like a linebacker, but somehow forgot to join the team. Todd was large and imposing, but at the time I met him, the damage was done and seemed irreparable. I mean, college is pretty late to get in the game, but I don't know. He might be able to pull it together. It's just like, are you willing to give him a chance? Not me personally, I don't have the energy, but maybe OP. Now, I am by no means a small dude. I'm over 6 feet and mid-200s in weight, but Todd was different. Around 6'6" and close to 400 pounds, this guy was imposing. Wow, he gained 50 pounds since the cast list. At this rate, he's gonna be fucking Moby Vic in no time, you know? Not like literally Never mind. I had the unfortunate responsibility of training Todd at our hospital. I've been here for a while after moving from the south to the beautiful West Coast. Beautiful and expensive West Coast. I enjoy the natural beauty of where I live, and it reminds me of back home, just without the hurricanes or venomous wildlife that wants to kill me. Yeah, instead you get, like, earthquakes and wildfires. I don't know, pick your poison. Now, I knew I was going to be getting a new employee on my shift this particular night, and I was excited to have my team staffed up. I was sitting at my desk when I heard one of my coworkers gag next to me and ask, "Do you smell that? Did you rip ass again?" OP? No, not this time. Still engrossed in my work, typing up a report. Coworker, "Oh my, that is a big boy. Holy shit, I think the smell is coming from him." I look up and see about 5 feet away my boss introducing what I can only assume to be my trainee to a few people in my section. And yeah, this boy was big. And he looked like he was doing his best to cosplay as Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man 3 when he was going through his emo phase, and a poor man's Peter Griffin from Family Guy. That's great. Pizza time.
Here comes Peter on the clothesline party. His name's Peter. Ready? Spider-Man! Spider-Man!
He had long, dark, greasy hair that came down over the right side of his face that he was constantly flipping and pushing back. Unfortunately, every time he moved his hair, I noticed a shower of white flakes descending gently onto his already white shoulders. Let me guess, he dresses all in black? You really haven't got this figured out? That's fucking crazy to me. You want to see emo hair? Here's some fucking emo hair. I look pretty good with emo hair, and you know why that is? Because I wash it. Because I wash it like a normal human being. At least most of the time. There's also like long bouts with depression, but we're not here to talk about that. And OP whispers to coworker, smells like he mixed up his deodorant with a handful of garlic. Coworker, it smells more like his deodorant went on strike and just never came back. I burst out laughing, unable to keep it in. My boss looks over at me and smiles. I can tell that he is dying inside from that smell and is trying really hard to be a professional about it. Boss, hey OP, this is Todd, your new trainee. And then he immediately turned and sped away before I could respond. Yep, ain't my problem no more. See you later, fucko!
I can't remember when I've had a more pleasant day.
OP says, nice to meet you, Todd. Glad to have you on board and excited to get to know you. Todd, thanks. As he opened his mouth, I could smell that he didn't just rub the garlic on his body. He definitely ate all of it after he was done. I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, I'm moderately excited that you're here, but I'd be much more excited if you didn't smell like shit. It's supposed to be a sterile environment, okay? You're flaking your DNA around in here everywhere. Instead, OP just says, oh yeah, it is a good place to work. Did the boss go over everything about our dress code and hygiene standards? What's expected to make sure that we look professional? Todd, yeah, he did. Still smiling. I won't have a problem with that at all. You already do. This is not going to be okay. Why is nobody addressing it? We have to wait until a patient makes a complaint? He comes in to empty out the bedpan and he smells worse than the fucking bedpan? That's sick people poop. It's really bad. Anyway. OP says, okay, good that you won't have any problem with dress code or hygiene standards, because where we work, it is particularly important to make sure that we don't make people sicker than they are. And that is our number one rule here. What I value more than anything else is to be clean and to have a professional appearance. Todd, how long have you been here for? OP, about 3 years. I moved here after finishing schooling. Todd, so you like it that much to stay? And OP says, yeah, the pay and the benefits are fairly good, so I can't complain. Todd then looks around at the staff around me working and leans in with a whisper. I bet you got some pretty good benefits from some of these girls. He then smiles and winks at me. Misogyny! I'm in on the joke. Yes, I love to shit where I eat, and I can tell that you're on the same boat because you smell like poop right now. I'm excited to get to know these pretty ladies better. As he says that, I see his eyes drift over the different girls I'm working with and leering with disturbing hunger. Don't you have any pull with the boss? Just be like, he's really weird. I don't want to train that guy. I'm not going to do it. OP says, no, I don't date in the workplace, and I highly, highly recommend that you don't either. That's the fastest way to get on the department shit list if you start acting like the workplace is Tinder. Todd, hey, I get it. There ain't nothing wrong with being, friendly, though. Oh boy. He hasn't gotten the message at all. Okay, you make your own mistakes. How about that? OP says I stand up, lock my computer, and grab my training material. OP, okay. We're gonna go get you started on your computer work. I grab his arm to get him to move as he's only half paying attention to me, still looking at the girls walking by. I'm gonna set you up in the computer learning room down the hall so you can get this boring stuff out of the way first. I take him down the hall and get him set up on the computer so he can start doing the online training that's required for all new hires. Oh yes, bureaucracy at work. You clicked through all the pages. You've been properly trained now. I walk him through how to get his logins and spend at least an hour with him to make sure that he's up to speed on how the systems work. I start to get a little frustrated, as he seems to have a hard time remembering even simple tasks regarding how to navigate on the computer. Well, he's never been on a computer before. I refuse to believe that he's gotten to this point without ever being around a computer. By allowing him access to a work computer, we might have just opened the floodgates. This might be the end for humanity. We don't know. I understand that people can have a hard time with technology, and I'm more than happy to help, but this kid is around 19 years old, and he's acting like he's only been in front of a computer a handful of times. OP, are you doing all right? You seem distracted, and yeah, you're kind of struggling with this. Todd? Sorry. I keep thinking back to all those pretty girls I saw out there, and it just makes me excited to get to know them better. Ew, dude.
What the is wrong with you?
How about you fucking keep your dick out of your hand and get this out of the way first, alright? One step at a time. I don't know if this fella is actually trainable. We'd be better off with a circus chimp. OP says, well, okay. Stop thinking about them and focus on what I'm telling you, alright? Todd, okay, I'll try, but it's hard. Ew. Also, I'm hungry because I haven't eaten anything in like 2 hours. Can I get a snack? 2 hours? Boy, you ain't gonna starve. Get the fuck to work. OP says, I'll grab you a sandwich and a Coke from our break room. Any questions before I go and get it? Todd? No, I'm just really hungry, so if you could be fast about getting it, then that would be awesome. What a blatant asshole. It's just like, yeah, free food and chop chop. OP says, I start to feel myself get angry. I slowly take a few deep breaths and turn and walk out the door without saying anything. I go down our hall and make it to the department break room and grab a sandwich and a Coke for Todd. I grab myself some food and eat, wanting to make him wait longer for his precious food that he could very obviously go without. Yeah, I think we've gone too far already. I don't want to set any, false standards about this workplace, okay? You buy your own fucking sandwiches. Anyway, a few minutes go by, and Steve, one of my friends from the team, comes walking in. Now, he's about the same size as Todd, but instead of the fat that Todd has, Steve's built like a freaking tank. A good-natured Aussie who has a wicked sense of humor that is so inappropriate that he could make a lobster blush. He is truly the best of us. Steve? Hey, I heard you're training the new guy. OP? I really wish I wasn't training him. He smells like garlic, and he's more perverted than Mr. Herbert. You kids like popsicles?
Everybody into my safety basement! Oh, don't eat those popsicles till I get down there!
Steve? No fucking way. That's why the hall smells like garlic? OP? Does it still smell out there? Because we've been in the computer room for the last 45 minutes. Steve? That explains it. He starts laughing. I've walked up and down that hallway 4 times, and each time I go by, I smell garlic by that door. Maybe we could just seal him in there or something, you know? We don't have to deal with it anymore. OP just says, fuck me. Steve? If that's an offer, don't tempt me with a good time. I'd spit roast you like we do in Australia. Is he trying to say Austria? OP, I don't even know what to say to that. Steve, don't worry, you'll enjoy it. You won't be able to walk for a week, but it'll be worth it. Well, thank you, Steve. You've just managed to make a bad day even worse with the threat of sexual violence. OP says, I don't know if I should be turned on or scared right now. And Steve winks and says, a little bit of both. None of this is appropriate for the workplace. That is sexual harassment.
And I don't have to take it.
Sexual harassment violates you, and it violates the law.
Speaking of PSAs, I just put up a video privately for members and patrons, which is some of the worst PSAs in existence. Brutal, disgusting, shocking content that can only be shown to members. So maybe go check it out if it's something that maybe interests you. Anyway, just then, one of our coworkers comes into the break room and tells me that my trainee is out in the hall talking to nurses as they try and take care of patients. Steve, I want to meet him. OP, no, you do not. Steven and I leave the break room and head back across the floor to find Todd, hovering around a pretty blonde nurse who looks pretty pissed off. Todd, I'm just saying we could get some dinner and get to know each other a little better. Nurse, dude, no. Thanks for the offer, but like I said, my boyfriend wouldn't be cool with us hanging out, even as friends. Bro, this kid is a lawsuit waiting to happen. It's not gonna end well. Todd, he doesn't need to worry about me doing anything. I'm a nice guy. I like being friendly, and I think it would be fun to get to know you. OP, Todd, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing your computer training? Todd, oh, I got distracted with Nurse here when she came into the room looking for something. We started talking, and then I came out here so she wouldn't be lonely. Oh my god, dude. Can we fire him for cause on the first day? Is that an option? I can see from behind him, the nurse peeking her head around and shaking it vigorously back and forth and making a cutting gesture across her neck while mouthing, no!
I can't carry on with that face. Look at it, I'm going to get nightmares with that face.
I internally groan, as I know there's a good chance of her complaining about him to management if I don't get him away from her fast. OP, okay, well, let's get back to it. The nurse is busy, and we can't have you distracting her while she's doing her job. Todd says, oh, good point. And then he turns back to her. Well, think about it. Boyfriend or no boyfriend, I'll treat you nice and proper when we hang. It's never going to happen. OP says, I don't think she wants to hang, Todd. I grab his arm again and pull him away. I say, dude, you have to be careful here. You don't want to rub the girls here the wrong way. They're trying to do a job and they don't want to be hit on by their coworkers. Todd, I wasn't flirting. I was just trying to be nice and getting to know her. I'm a good guy, and I like to be friendly. You're uncomfortably friendly. Everybody knows what this is. It's so thinly veiled. Come on. Come on, friend. Not friend. I hate this guy. OP says, okay, but right now we need to get back to work. I look around to see where Steve is, since he said he wanted to meet Todd. I don't see him anywhere and silently curse him under my breath. I bring Todd back to the computer room, which has, at this point, a very strong garlic smell, and I start helping him finish up the last of his computer training for the day. The door opens, and one of the other trainers on the team walks in and lets me know that they're going to take over for a little while, as I needed to finish up some of my other work before the end of the shift. I thank them for the break and walk out the door and take a deep breath of almost garlic-free air and consider just quitting my job right there on the spot. I mean, that would be a good way to go, but it's also capitulation, you know? It's sort of weak. I think you're strong enough to muscle Todd out of the way. You could do it. I believe in you, OP. Anyway, we'll stop at this point as there are many more stories to go about Todd, and I don't want to make this one too terribly long. I'll try to update with the next part as soon as I can. I don't know how long it's going to be before somebody slaps Todd with a court order, but it's well on its way. That's what I know. How did you feel about the whole situation, Gubbins? Uncomfortable like the rest of us,
Big Todd think he nice guy, but no, he big lumpy spore. He nut court pretty lady, he lurk like fungus in dark cave. He say, I am nice, but no nice. Nice man not make ladies run away. Nice man not leave white stain on shirt. Gubbins not even know what stain is, and Gubbins not wanna know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not asking questions about the white stain either. We sort of all know, but just confirmation's gonna break my faith in humanity even further. Although maybe that's the whole goal. So let's move on to the next part and we'll see how that goes. Sir Todd Part 2. Rose by any other name. And yeah, I'm gonna keep on Todd's emo hair for the rest of this thing, I guess. Thank you for everyone for your support and feedback from this story. I have many months worth of stories from our wonderful friend Todd. Some have brought up the question of how Todd was able to get the job, even with having poor hygiene. In short, the majority of the hiring process done by our company is done virtually, and there's very little in-person interaction prior to orientation and training. See, a little hitch in the system there, huh? Now, I can only assume whoever did the on-campus interview had lost all sense of smell, but somehow Todd passed the smell test initially. I also would like to mention that yes, I have been rude to Todd on many occasions, and I could easily be considered an a-hole for treating him the way that I have in the past, but personal hygiene is one of my pet peeves, and I struggle quite a bit when I work with others who don't take pride in their appearance or their personal well-being. Yeah, see, that second one's really important. Appearance I give a fuck about, but well-being it's all important. Like I said, don't you want to wash your hair? So it's a quality of life thing. Come on. With all that being said, I do not go out of my way to be mean to Todd, but simply put, I have a quick tongue and a gift for making colorful insults. When given the chance to let one loose, I usually take advantage of the opportunity. Enough about me being a dick, though, and let's continue on to our next story. As always, I do realize that my story could be categorized as a neckbeard story, but I see it like a 50-50 toss-up, so I'll let the audience decide. I mean, he's not really into any nerd shit that would make him a neckbeard. The hygiene, I guess, does. But I'm feeling like he's leaning a little more nice guy. Anyway, as you take your seats on this fine evening, please select your finest prelude music as I set the stage and introduce the characters of our show. I do ask that you hold your applause, gasps, cries, and shouts of excitement until we've reached our end, as we wish for the characters to remain focused on their roles. We've got Steve, Calvin, JJ, Todd, and OP. You remember them, don't you? If not, review the first story. And then we've also got Rose, a very pretty redhead that worked in our department sometimes. She's known as a floater, meaning someone who's moved around the hospital helping out different units whenever they're short-staffed. Rose is very strong-willed and doesn't take crap from anybody. Rose stands approximately 5'7", with bright red hair down to her shoulders, and is about 105 pounds soaking wet. She has a wicked sense of humor, and could definitely give Conor McGregor a run for his money with how fast she could fire off insults. Well, good. I hope she gives Todd the dressing down that his mother never did. Anyway, that's it for the cast of the first episode, but there are several other characters that I will introduce you to that hopefully you'll either love or hate. We haven't heard much from Calvin or JJ, but I'm about 50-50 love and hate with Steve, you know? Just so you know how I'm feeling, just in case I fly off the handle about it. So Scene 2, Act 1. After Todd's first few hours and getting him settled down from all the excitement of all those pretty girls that he saw, He didn't really have any true noticeable incidents until about a week later. Sure, Todd smelled bad, and as I described before, he didn't ever wash his hair, and the layer of crusty white skin chips was steadily growing as each day went on. Bro, you don't even brush your shoulders off? Change your shirt? What is it? What is happening? Todd would often make an awkward comment here and there throughout the day, but nothing so out of pocket, until he met one of the nurses who floated between the departments, helping out whenever and wherever we needed. The true nice guy came out of him near the beginning of the night on roughly his 5th or 6th shift. We were standing around talking as it had been a relatively quiet afternoon, and we were feeling a little relaxed. No one was dying, no fights were happening, and there was no homeless guy outside rubbing his junk on all the cars in the parking lot, which is a whole different story for a different day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we all know that guy. That's just Jerk-Off Joe. That's why you gotta rub hot sauce on your car door handles before you go to work. JJ was telling us all about a new D&D campaign that he was running. Yeah, it's actually been great having a group I can rely on to get together every week. They've all been really into the pirate theme of the campaign, and when I say gotten into it, I mean the most inappropriate, foul-mouthed pirates I ever could have imagined. Oh, you like pirate tabletop games, do you? Well, have you heard of Blood and Thunder? Written by our very own friend Ramtide? Oh yes, the low-magic pirate RPG of your dreams. It's here! For the low price of whatever the hell you want. itch.io/Ramtide. Thanks so much. Calvin says, do you have any limitations on the game since, pirate themed? Like excluding certain species or classes to try and make it more authentic? See, Calvin likes authentic. JJ says, nah, not really. I love player freedom within reason. I have one guy who's playing as a swashbuckling warforged cleric whose whole purpose is to find enough gold to pay his deity's priestess to turn him into a real boy. He also thinks that by taking the skin from his fallen enemies and stapling it to his mechanical form, he will please his deity and speed up the process. That's pretty fucking unhinged, but it sounds like a lot of fun. We all end up laughing at the horrifying idea of having a sword-wielding robot come raiding your ship or town with bits of human skin dangling off of him, yelling, I am a real boy! I am a real boy! Terrifying. The stuff of nightmares. Steve, oh holy shit, that's gonna haunt my dreams tonight! OP, I think I just figured out what my next character is going to be. Todd, I don't get what's so funny about that. Why would a warforged have a deity? Why would he be a pirate? You should have shot that down. It's a stupid idea. Okay, here some of Todd's neckbeardism is coming out. He's keeping up in the conversation about nerd shit. And while maybe it's possible he has a point, my counterpoint is, fuck you, my game. JJ tells him, dude, it's just a game. I don't care about things too serious, and yeah, it's a freaking awesome character. Honestly, his whole backstory's given me so much content to work with. Todd, dude, I don't know if you're new or just lazy, but that is terrible GMing. No one wants that stupid robot in their game. I'd invite him to the game. Steve, will you fuck off? It's not your game and not your character. No one cares that your daddy didn't love you enough to come back with the milk.
My just got roasted!
Oh, just savagery. Also very true, but very savage. Love to see it. Todd opens his mouth to say something back. Steve, let me stop you right there. He holds up his massive Australian kangaroo crushing hand. No one asked. No one cares. No one ever will. Alright, I'm coming around on Steve, okay?
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Now, if you want to know what a kicked puppy looks like, that probably would be the best way to describe the look that came over Todd's face. His shoulders slumped, and he looked absolutely defeated. Well, that's good. That's awesome. He's done. He's cooked. Quit. Find a new job. Put the fries in the bag. You're capable of that, ain't ya? Todd.
You can't say that to me. That's not appropriate.
OP. Dude, you started it. You went after JJ's game and his friends. Just don't be a dick and we won't be a dick back. You know, just chill and be happy. Well, to be fair, OP, it does seem like a bit of an escalation, you know? He's ripping on, like, the D&D games that you have, and you're ripping on the fact that his daddy left him. One is significantly more personal, although I do agree with the tagline of just fucking chill and be happy. Is that so hard? Apparently it is. Todd huffs, glares at us, and storms off down the hall around the corner. Calvin, walking down the hall, past Todd towards us. Why does Discount Rocky Balboa look like he's gonna cry? OP. Steve said mean things to him. Steve.
I told the truth! He can go angry masturbate for all I care.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing people do? Have you done that before, Steve?
Internet check. Let's go. Aw.
Tell me no more. The group starts laughing again, but are interrupted as we get a call for a trauma coming in by helicopter. And with that call, for the next couple of hours, we were busier than we had been all day, running around making sure that this high priority patient is taken care of. Everything finally winds down, and then we get back to our regular work. OP finally sitting down after having to actually work for money. I am so tired. Can I go home? JJ, you could go home if you give me a little kiss and some snuggles.
I don't know, man. Seems kinda gay to me.
It's a very homoerotic workplace dynamic that you have going on here, you know? Couldn't be me. OP says, don't tempt me with a good time. I'll hop right over there and mount you if that means I can leave in less than 10 minutes. JJ, Wildly Ted, I just need 5. From around the corner comes Rose, one of the floater nurses. Rose is a fiery redhead with a wickedly dark sense of humor and no filter to block out the intrusive thoughts that she has. Rose, that's why you're single, JJ. Put in the full 10 and you might actually satisfy a girl well enough for her to stick around. OP, damn, JJ, you want me to get water for that burn? JJ, hey, I don't need a girl when I've got you bending over like that every time you see me. Rose, oh, JJ, that was so... Just as she was in the middle of her sentence, we smelled that familiar, flavorful scent of slightly rotten garlic wafting down the hall. Rose, what the hell? Looks at me. Are you just shoving whole garlics into your ass now? OP, you don't blame that on me. That's Todd. That's right. You don't put that evil on me.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby! Don't you put that on us!
Before Rose can ask who I'm talking about, Todd comes around the corner, huffing and puffing like he just ran a mile, a bright sheen of sweat glistening on his forehead, and I can see 2 dark stains around his armpits. The smell of garlic is overwhelming. JJ, what happened to you? Todd,
the elevator was broke, so I had to take the stairs up to the cafeteria.
OP, dude, it's just 2 flights of stairs. How are you sweating so much? Todd says,
I forgot my wallet and I had to go back down and get it. And then when I got to the top of the stairs, my phone fell out of my pocket and bounced all the way to the bottom. So I had to go down and come back up again. I had to do that like 3 times.
Bro, don't nobody believe that shit. Just keep your answers short, terse, direct. Fat man problems, that's why. Like, you know the answer deep down in your heart. So does everybody else, so just lean in. Anyway, just then, Todd's muddy brown eyes made their way to Rose. I watched as he obviously eyed her up and down a few times and then let out an audible, "Oh, mama," under his breath. Gross. Todd stuck out his sweaty hand, offering it to Rose. Todd,
My friends call me Todd, but you can call me any time.
He did his best attempt at a sly smile, pleased at what he thought was the smoothest pickup line ever created.
It's awful. It's awful!
It's about on the same level as, like, yeah, call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. It's terrible. Now, granted, it really wasn't the worst pickup line that we've ever heard, but it lost all of its charm when you drenched it in sweat and had it smelling like fermented garlic knots. I watched as Rose looked at his hand, pulled out a blue latex glove, and put it on before shaking it. Todd grinned and held onto her hand for a little too long. Todd,
What's your name, my fair lady?
I swear, if he had a fedora on at that point, he absolutely would have tipped it. I mean, it was absolutely tipped in spirit, I'll tell you that. Rose says, "Taken," and Rose pulls her hand away and carefully pulled off the now contaminated sweat glove, throwing it into a nearby trash can. Todd,
"Taken? You're gonna be that rude and not tell me your name?"
Rose, "Not when you call me fair lady. Besides, OP over there is my boy toy. We are not together, and I have no idea why she said my name. Because throwing coworkers under the bus is fun." Todd's eyes dart over to me, his face a look of what I can only describe as a mix of disgust and rage.
"Yeah, I see. Well, if you give me the chance, I could show you that I'm a pretty nice guy."
He smiles again, putting on his best friendly grin.
"I know I don't know you, but I'm excited for the chance to show you that I'm worth it."
Yeah, I don't think any of that's true. And the friendly grin probably looks more predatory than anything. Rose takes a step back and says, yeah, I'm gonna go." And with that, she turns around and walks down the hall. Smart lady, gotta get the fuck out of here. Todd turns to me.
"How did someone like you get that gorgeous specimen? You're an asshole."
OP, she just likes me because I'm autistic. Todd takes a deep breath.
"You don't deserve her."
OP, probably. She knows what she wants, though, and it's clearly me for whatever reason. And I wink at him. Todd,
"Whatever. She needs a real man, a nice guy, someone who can protect her, someone like
JJ helpfully suggests, a knight?"
Todd says, "Yes, I will be her white knight, and I will save her from you. She'll see that she deserves a real man like me, that'll treat her right, and give her the kids that she deserves."
Wow, we jumped to the kid thing really fast, didn't we?
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Okay, well, good luck with all that there, JJ. "You'll be her knight in shining denim." Todd looks at JJ.
"That's better than your stupid pirate robot."
And with that, he turns and walks off again. Oh yeah, dude, Todd only has the sickest burns. Your pirate robot is stupid. I told him I definitely won that one. I'll stop this part for now. It's getting a little long, and I don't want to spoil the next part for you guys. Once again, thanks for all the support you've given so far. Once again, I will try to upload the next part within a day or two. As of yet, that third part has not come, but again, I do think that this was fairly competently written, and it is interesting. I love seeing some coworker interactions. So yeah, come on back anytime. You can DM me if you post a thing, and you know, I'll put eyes on it a little bit quicker. I still think Todd leans more nice guy than neckbeard, but the comments can debate that one out, I'm sure. And of course, as always, I'd like to know what Gubbins thinks, because, yeah, Gubbins does consider these things now. We've got 2 points of view, so go ahead. Tell the people how all that made you feel, would you?
Why Todd thinks sweaty body and smelly shirt make good mate call? No lady won't touch damn garlic man. No lady want white stained shirt night. He say fair lady, but she run away. Maybe if he wash, maybe if he clean, maybe if he not look like cheese left in sun. Host, Gubbins have plan. We send soap squad. We deploy shampoo strike. We dump bucket of clean on Todd. No more garlic cloud. No more stink. No more white stain mystery. Gubbins will save hospital from biohazard.
Oh, yeah. I really like this little thing. Yeah, we're gonna dump an entire bucket of clean on him. No more white shirt mystery. White stain mystery. What the hell? What the hell did you just say? Ah, cracks me up, dude. I love it. I hope that you guys too. Say hi to Gubbins in the comments if you want. Say hi to OP. Sign up on the Patreon or the YouTube memberships if you'd be so kind. Indeed, yes, many ways to support, and I'm eternally grateful to each and every one of you. We put a whole bunch of new merch up on the fourth wall. Everyone's gay for Arif t-shirt, hat, sweater. And then we've also got OMG I'm Gubbing, which I sort of hate. It's pretty cursed, but whatever. It's there now if you want it. Check it out if you'd be so kind. But even if you don't, I still hope that you remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy. You definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.